Alright, how's everyone doing today? Sorry the video's a bit late. I've just been a bit distracted today just by looking up some things about the various games that are coming up this week. So I have a more in-depth NFL Week 2 pick'em in store for you today. So let's get started and go over these games that I've looked at and chosen. We're going to go ahead and skip Thursday Night Football because I didn't have this out in time. As we seen, the Bengals went ahead and beat the Ravens 34 to 23, kind of proving the Ravens had a fluke victory over a very bad Bills team, and the Bengals kind of solidified themselves as being better than the Ravens and the Colts, moving to 2-0. All right, let's get on to the actual prediction side of things. Um, in this first game, I have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons, and I have the 1-0 Panthers defeating the Atlanta Falcons 26 to 24. The Atlanta Falcons offense looked particularly weak again this season on third downs and in the red zone. So look for that in a game where in a game against Carolina's defense that looked particularly strong against the Cowboys, and I can see the offense of the Panthers waking up against this Falcons team. The Los Angeles Chargers travel to the Buffalo Bills, and I believe the Chargers are going to go ahead and do almost exactly what the Ravens did to the Bills the following week, because the Chargers are a much better team than the Ravens, I believe, and the Bills, though I think they'll be a bit better, having Josh Allen having taken over the team entirely, I don't think they're going to do much, and they're going to lose again. So look for that. Again, Josh Allen, I believe, is the starter going forward for the Buffalo Bills. In a pretty good game this week, I predict the Minnesota Vikings will take the Green Bay Packers 27 to 20 in a game at Lambeau Field. The Packers, I don't think will be able to harness and get the same kind of improbable comeback that they got out of Aaron Rodgers in the game against Chicago, and I see the Vikings easily fending off the Packers in any form of a comeback, and I see them scoring about 28 points, just about the same as last week. So we'll see going forward. Both teams are 1-0, and this is a very important early division game that may end up deciding the division later on down the road. We have the Cleveland Browns going to the New Orleans Saints. The Browns coming fresh off their losing streak snapper, and the Saints coming off a pretty rough end of a blowout. You don't want to ever be on the losing end of a shootout with a team. So I see the Saints going ahead and doing their business, beating the Browns 31 to 17. The Browns' offense doesn't look necessarily cohesive. They don't look like they know exactly what their identity is going to be, as they had several instances where they could have won the game, but their offense failed them, where the defense looked good. I don't know if they'll be able to handle New Orleans. A very cohesive offense down in New Orleans, a lot less distractions than the Steelers, so I don't see Cleveland taking advantage of any issues with the Saints, yeah, going forward in this game. Anyway, and then we have the Miami Dolphins off the New York, and Miami Dolphins visiting the New York Jets, who both teams are surprisingly 1-0 after opening games. Surprises, in my opinion. I didn't see the Dolphins beating the Titans, and I don't think anyone really seen the Jets just destroying the Lions. So I think that carries over for the Jets for their home opener, and they win 25 to 14. I don't have much to say about the Dolphins. I think they're a severely overrated team. They played the Titans, who don't have a very good offensive identity anyway, so look for them to struggle against a Jets team that actually looks kind of good. I think the Kansas City Chiefs then travel to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I believe the Steelers are still not fully focused on what's going on. They're distracted by the Le'Veon Bell holdout. They're distracted by a plethora of team issues, and I believe that's why the Kansas City Chiefs and that really good-looking offense will go ahead and take this game 35 to 33 in a very close game that could potentially be an overtime game. I'm not really too sure this is going to be a fun game to watch. I don't think it's going to be defensively oriented at all, as the Chiefs really didn't look like they had a great defense against the Chargers, and the Steelers, they they're gonna. I hope their offense comes to life and plays a lot better than like 5 turnovers. The 1 p.m. games continued for Sunday. We have the Philadelphia Eagles going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I know this is a sort of a, excuse me, sorry, surprising score of 28 to 21 with the Buccaneers upsetting the Eagles. This is my upset pick of the week, I guess you could say. Um, the Eagles did not look impressive on offense against the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't think the Falcons have that great of a defense. And the Buccaneers looked incredibly impressive against the New Orleans Saints, so I think they carry over in their and since they're home, I'm going to give a slight edge to this team. Something in the air feels right for this game. I was almost right with the Steelers and Browns, so this is my upset pick. I don't have much to say why, but watch the Buccaneers upset the Eagles this week. Then we got the Houston Texans traveling to the hard-lucked offense of the Tennessee Titans, who don't seem to really have a good quarterback here, or they have a good quarterback, but he seems to be struggling in this new offense. And then we have the Houston Texans, who seem to have came to life very late against the Patriots, and I think they ride that coming to life late and go ahead and just demolish the Titans and take advantage of a team that's not quite yet fully meshing with all the new pieces and the new coaching and the new schemes. So watch the Texans go ahead and dominate all over the Titans this week. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts going to the Washington Redskins, and this is another game I really just don't have much to say about. The Redskins aren't that impressive of a team, even though they did beat up on the Arizona Cardinals quite handily. Just with Adrian Peterson kind of seemingly coming out of nowhere, having a great game. Alex Smith had a good game, so we'll see. I mean, I think that's going to be enough to carry them over the Colts as they get healthier and more established with Andrew Luck and what seems to be a good tight end combination with um, I forgot the goddamn tight end's name. The guy from the Lions that drops the ball a lot. Sunday, 4 p.m. games. We have the Arizona Cardinals taking on traveling to the Los Angeles Rams in probably one of the worst games for the Cardinals to run into after getting side smashed 24-6 by the Redskins. I don't think that's not going to bode well for a team that looked very bad on offense against one of the premier defenses in the NFL that just made the Raiders look worse than the Bills did in their Week 1 game. So let's see. So I'm going to have it as 38-3. They get a lucky field goal somewhere very early in the game, and then the Rams just shut them down on defense. This could be one of the more lopsided games of the weeks. I might even say the Cardinals might get shut out. That's how bad this game could potentially be. The Lions go to the San Francisco 49ers in what could be one of the more close and exciting games of the week. Considering what I just saw out of the Lions, I can't predict them to win this game. If they're going to be, they scored 10 points on offense against the Jets. So, yeah, and the 49ers almost actually could have won the game against the Niners had Jimmy G not choked in the end. And they're hosting the game. So I'm going to give the slight edge to the 49ers, 21-20. Lions lose on some stupid shit like missing an extra point. So, I don't know. Just watch for that game to be very exciting, though. That's going to be a very good game, despite the fact that both teams are 0-1. Both teams are going to want to be playing hard. Could be wrong here. That's probably a game I'm wrong about. We'll see. The Oakland Raiders travel to the Denver Broncos, and we will get a decent game out of that. But I believe the Raiders are still going to struggle on defense with a good pass rush since they let Khalil Mack go. They didn't really have a backup, and that was very apparent in Game 1 against the Los Angeles Rams, as their offense had really no problem moving the ball. The Broncos are a run-first team with the two young running backs, and Case Keenum's still trying to find a groove on the offensive scheme of throwing the ball around. So watch for the running game to really bail the Broncos out and eat up a lot of clock, as the Broncos win a close game, 21-17. Why did I say Khalil Mack? Von Miller's gonna have a good big game too. So will Bradley Chubb. I think Chubb will have about 4 sacks on Carr. And then, this is my bias pick. The New England Patriots will travel to the Jacksonville Jaguars in a rematch of the AFC Championship game from a year ago. And I believe the Patriots will win a defensive struggle 17-13. I really hope this is the result, but I have a bad feeling this could be the other way around. Either way, this is going to be a close game. Probably one of the best games of the regular season that we'll see going forward. It's the equivalent of the Minnesota Green Bay game in the AFC or in the NFC. So this is cool to see this matchup early, because you're going to get a real taste of what both teams can do against premier talent, against premier teams. I'm not sure if Fournette's playing. I think he's day-to-day. So hopefully he plays, because if not, then it feels like a tainted win for my Patriots. Sunday, Sunday night football and Monday night football games. Sunday night we have the Dallas Cowboys hosting the New York Giants, and I believe the Giants are going to finally wake up on offense and have a big breakout game against these Dallas Cowboys, who struggled very hard against the defense of the Carolina Panthers. So is that indicative of the Panthers having a very good defense this year, or the Cowboys offense struggling? I'm betting on the latter half. They don't have very good wide receivers for Prescott, and you can kind of key on Ezekiel Elliott if the pass game isn't working whatsoever. So give me the Giants in a pretty good game, 21-17. Watch for Saquon Barkley to have a huge, huge impact in this one, 2 touchdowns. All right, let's go to Monday Night Football, and we're going to have the exciting matchup that I'm probably not going to watch this game of the Seattle Seahawks going to the Chicago Bears. This one's going to be all defense. You can already tell what it's going to be. They have similar offenses, similar teams almost, because they're both structured through a defense, or at least the Seahawks were. Not so much now, but they're playing a team with kind of a shaky offense. So give me the Bears 14-10. Khalil Mack will be a difference maker. The Bears defense will hold them to just 10 points, and the Bears are capable of scoring a couple touchdowns. So yeah, those are my predictions for Week 2 NFL Pick'em. I went 8-7-1 in Week 1, so we'll see how we build on the 8-7-1 record. Hopefully there are no more ties, and hopefully I win a lot more games this week. Alright, this is my NFL Week 2 Pick'em. Please let me know what you think. Like the video and subscribe for more content like this going forward. Thanks a lot. Bye.